Hey caregetters, happy Monday. Happy day 7 of 12 of the 12 Days of CAREkeys. If you are following along, welcome back. If you are new, I'm Christy Freeze and I am a family caregiver guide. So I really just help families and caregivers connect to the resources that make the most sense for them. So for the first 12 days of December, I'm doing the 12 Days of CAREkeys to Caregiving Ease. And meditation is something that I personally am new to and starting to develop a practice around. And it's also something that I've helped a lot of people with. So I'm super excited today to share with you just some tools and some resources that have helped me as I've developed my meditation practice, and some roadblocks or barriers that maybe you are thinking about or haven't started because of them, and the intention is to help you overcome that. So first, I think there's a huge misconception around the time that you meditate. And I have found that it's not necessarily the time that you spend, but the frequency in which you're practicing. So if you are a weightlifter, you don't just go lift a 400-pound weight, you build up to that. And this is no different. So really, and I think people think I'm joking sometimes when I say to start with 3 or 5 minutes, but that is super impactful. I do 3 to 5 minute meditations inside my Insight Timer app throughout the day. So like as I'm waiting for my gas to get pumped, or my lunch just now took 7 minutes in the microwave, so I did a 6-minute meditation on YouTube, and it really just reminds you to get centered, reminds you how to get back in alignment. And I found a quote that says, when you quiet the mind, the soul will speak. And I have found that to be so true for me personally, that when I'm quiet and I create a space to get quiet or to listen, that's when the answers come. And if you're anything like me, or if you were raised in an environment where it felt like you had to go, and that if you were sitting or resting, you weren't being productive, that's a limiting belief. And that is just a belief that you formed long ago that may be very much stuck in the back of your mind. And I really just want to encourage you and to challenge you to try breaking free from that. Download the Insight Timer app. YouTube is an amazing resource. That's actually how I got started before I even found that Insight Timer app, because you can YouTube. For me, it's normally feelings of overwhelm or pressure or stress and anxiety, and you can literally just type that into the YouTube search engine and meditations will appear for you. I do recommend, if you have never meditated or you don't think you can, to search for a guided meditation. Those of you that know me personally know that I'm just like this all of the time. This is how I talk, this is how I am, and I can go a mile a minute, and so when it's put back on me to be quiet, I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do while I'm here? So having a guided meditation walk you through even 3 to 5 minutes, I promise, if you do this and you do it 2 to 3 times a week just to start, it'll make a huge impact in your life. Something else that I wrote down for this. Oh yeah, that resistance. So this, and resistance is a word that comes up for me when I share meditation with people, is I can almost kind of sense the resistance in them, or they're listening to me but they know that they're never going to try to do it. And resistance is just holding on to what is no longer serving us. So I'm going to say it again. Resistance is holding on to what is no longer serving us, and that can include, excuse me, that can include older ways of thinking. So if you thought that way in the past, please know you're allowed to change your thinking. If you learn new facts and you get new facts, implement them, try them. And I promise that if you create this space for yourself and do this, you will notice a huge impact. You'll notice a difference. I promise if you do it 2 times a week through the rest of the year, that year 2021 will start on a way better foot. And it's nothing that anybody can take from you or interfere with you doing. It can happen in those in-between moments. And another just kind of little nugget, and it's something, if you're a visual learner and thinker, that I have found super helpful, is when I'm meditating in a space where I am, like maybe here in my office or at the park or at home. It is not unheard of for me to go put my real feet on the real ground, because that is what makes me feel grounded. I did a meditation one time that went through the whole visualization process of having roots grow out of our feet, and then it worked all the way up through our body. And the body awareness, there's never any shame around that. So if you feel like you're wavering from that, or you're being aware of your body and something negative pops up, give yourself grace. This is not about getting it right. This is not about doing it a certain way or accomplishing a goal for somebody else. This is all for you. And I promise if you do this, you will see the ripple effect throughout your life. So the grounding portion of that is just really kind of getting you back to like grounded, like the ground, the earth. And the other thing that I wanted to share, and I'll have to find the meditation in my insight timer and share it here on the comments, but I did a meditation one time that has stuck with me for months now, and I'm going to probably butcher it, so bear with me. But she talked about how she was painting this picture of this beautiful garden and was really detailing out like each plant and flower and how it felt and how it looked and what it was like. And thank you all of you that are tuning in. Hello, it's so good to see you all. So this lady, she was painting this picture of this garden, and she went through the whole process. It was like a 12-minute meditation, so it wasn't anything crazy. And she was talking about how every person that we encounter or that we meet throughout the day, which even now virtually, or on social media, or any platforms where we interact with people, to give them, and it can totally be something that only you and I know, but giving them a bouquet of flowers from your garden, so from your heart. And how she explained and guided that meditation, it made me feel like there was a real garden growing inside of my heart, and that anybody that came into contact with me, they were going to get a little bouquet of flowers from the garden of my heart. And that like maybe is a little too woo-woo for some people, but I just thought that was so impactful about how we can treat each other and how we can treat ourselves, and to know there's a whole garden, a beautiful garden, probably with like succulents and cactuses in there, but in my heart. And it just gives you an opportunity to be better for those that you love and those around you, and to tap into those gifts that we have inside of us. So you have everything that you need right now, just as you are, to do this type of practice. And I promise you that if you start doing it, you will notice a huge difference. And if you've already started doing this and you have even like a startup practice, I would love to hear how it's going, any tools that you love that work for you specifically. The Insight Timer app I'll drop in here. My friend just told me about the Peloton app, has all kinds of different workouts and meditations that you can do even without having a Peloton. YouTube I mentioned. So hi Amanda, it's so good to see all of you popping in and out here. I'm so happy that you are, and I hope this resonates with you. I hope that you share it with somebody in your life that would benefit. I know that the family caregivers that I have come across would benefit from having even 3 to 5 minutes once a day to themselves to tap into all of those gifts and that love and that joy that they still possess. But when we feel like we have to go, there's never any time for that. And so we have to be intentional, and we have to create space for ourselves to do it. I mentioned this yesterday, but I will, and it's on my calendar, it's on my phone calendar, it's everywhere, but I will put little reminders or a little calendar, like an Outlook event. And if you are a calendar user like that, you know that if it's on your calendar, it's going to happen. So put it on your calendar. Put it on your calendar for 5 minutes. And even if you go sit in your car and you just kind of daydream, be graceful with yourself that your thoughts are wandering and just bring them back to taking deep breaths. That's a great place to start. So I'm still only doing 5 minutes. You're so good though. Oh, the Balance app. Yeah, that's another great one too. So keep sharing your resources. I'm super proud of you, Amber. You are crushing it. And journaling and meditation, they kind of go hand in hand. I know that sometimes journaling can feel like a homework assignment or something that someone's telling you to do. And if that's how you feel about it, I would encourage you to create your own practice. So what I do with my own journal is I just keep it with me all the time, and I almost use it more of like a brain dump, or if I have an idea that I don't want to forget, I'll put it in my notes of my phone and then transfer it to my journal. So I'm just I just like to actually handwrite it out. So use it for that. I also, when I first started journaling, I would just make a daily gratitude list. So I would just at the end of the day, and I challenge those in my life to do this too. If you can think of 3 things that were good, just jot them down. Because the more that you are aware of good things happening in your life, they totally are, the more good things will happen in your life. So, thanks, James. All right, guys, I hope you have a good week, a great Monday. I'm going to drop those tools and resources in the comments here for you, so check them out. And if you find one that you like better than the other, I would love to hear about it. So I will see you so soon, and have a good day. Bye, guys.